Imagine walking into a crowded room, and without you opening your mouth, the entire energy shifts. People clear a path, they sit up a little straighter, and suddenly, you are the most important person in that space. It sounds like a movie scene, right? But the truth is, we have all met that one person who just commands absolute authority without making a single sound. You look at them, and your brain instantly says, don't mess with them, but absolutely respect them. And then there's the rest of us, constantly talking, over-explaining our choices, practically begging for a crumb of validation, only to get completely ignored. I used to be that person who thought that if I just spoke louder or explained my point one more time, people would finally see my worth. Spoiler alert, it backfired completely. The more I talked, the less people listened. It was exhausting. So I started looking into why this happens, diving into human behavioral studies and actual social experiments. And what I found completely changed how I move through the world. It turns out the highest form of human respect isn't earned by what you say. It's earned by the silent signals you send out. Today, we are breaking down the exact psychology of how to make anyone respect you without saying a single word. And no, this isn't about fake alpha body language tricks or staring people down until it gets weird. This is about real, proven psychological shifts that alter how the human brain perceives your value.
Think about a standard job interview, a business meeting, or even a first date. Most people think the interaction starts when you say hello. But neurologically, the human brain has already made up its mind about you before you even cross the threshold. There's a famous study from Princeton University where researchers discovered that it takes exactly 1/10 of a second for a person to form an impression of your trustworthiness, status, and competence just by looking at you. 1/10 of a second. You haven't even breathed yet, and their subconscious mind has already filed you away into a category. The problem is, when we feel anxious or desperately want people to like us, our bodies betray us. We shrink, we fidget, we nod our heads way too fast like those little bobbleheads on a car dashboard. Subconsciously, when you do that, you are screaming to the room that you are seeking approval. The very first shift to command instant respect is mastering what psychologists call low reactivity. Watch any high-status individual, whether it's a top executive, a seasoned leader, or just that incredibly calm friend everyone listens to. When something unexpected happens, they don't jump. They don't make sudden, erratic movements. Their physical presence is steady. If someone calls their name from across the room, they don't instantly snap their neck around like they were waiting for it. They turn slowly, deliberately. This slow, measured movement signals to the human brain that you are entirely in control of your environment, and more importantly, in control of yourself. When you move with intention, you communicate that your time and your energy are valuable.
Let's talk about the physical space you occupy. Think about the last time you felt uncomfortable in a social setting. You probably crossed your arms, tucked your chin down, or kept your hands busy with your phone. You were trying to make yourself as small as possible. Biologically, this is a defensive mechanism. Animals do it when they feel threatened to protect their vital organs. Humans do the exact same thing when they feel socially threatened or insecure. But when you consciously choose to occupy your space, your brain chemistry actually changes. When you open up your frame, keep your shoulders dropped and relaxed, and let your hands rest casually, you aren't just showing confidence to others. You are actually lowering your own cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone. You instantly look like the safest, most grounded person in the room. People are naturally drawn to stability. In a world full of anxious, fast-paced energy, the person who remains physically grounded becomes the anchor. There is another massive element that almost everyone gets wrong, and it involves eye contact. We've been told 1,000 times to look people in the eye. So what do? They stare intensely, making the other person completely uncomfortable. That's not respect, that's intimidation, and it usually stems from deep insecurity. The psychological secret to powerful eye contact isn't the intensity, it's the release. When you are speaking to someone, look them in the eyes calmly. But here is the trick. When you look away, never look down. Looking down is a universal subconscious sign of submission. It tells the other person's brain that you feel inferior. Instead, when you break eye contact, simply drift your gaze horizontally to the side, as if you just noticed something interesting in the room, or look upward slightly if you were thinking. It keeps your status completely intact while keeping the interaction perfectly comfortable and natural. Now, let's look at the ultimate test of silent respect, the power of the deliberate pause. Imagine someone asks you a tough question, or maybe they try to throw a passive-aggressive jab at you disguised as a joke. What is the standard human reaction? We rush to answer, we laugh nervously to break the tension, or we immediately start defending ourselves. The moment you rush to respond to hostility or pressure, you give away your power. You are letting the other person dictate the speed of your brain. Next time someone tries to put you on the spot or drops an uncomfortable comment, do absolutely nothing for 3 full seconds. Just look at them. Don't frown, don't smile, don't react. Just hold a calm, neutral expression and let the silence sit in the air. Silence is incredibly heavy. The person who created the tension will suddenly feel the weight of their own words crashing down on them. In almost every single instance, they will be the one who starts rambling or trying to backpedal to fill the void. By doing absolutely nothing, you have completely flipped the dynamic and established yourself as the person holding the authority. All of these elements build into a beautiful psychological concept known as the presence signal. Respect is not something you demand from people. It is something you reflect. When you stop trying so hard to prove your worth, stop over-explaining your choices, and stop reacting to every single piece of external noise, you become a force. You become the quiet center of the storm. People will naturally start treating you differently because your body language, your stillness, and your calm boundaries leave them no other choice. They will realize that you don't need their validation. And ironically, that is exactly what makes them want to give it to you. It takes time to undo the years of habit we have built up around people-pleasing and anxious reactions. But the shift happens the exact moment you decide that your peace is worth more than their approval. If this perspective resonated with you today, and if you want to keep exploring the deep, quiet corners of human psychology and growth together, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really means the world to have you here on this journey, and it helps ensure we can keep sharing these moments of reflection. Thank you for spending this time with me, and until next time, take care of yourself.